All leaders need to know how to define a strong team, how to build a strong team, and ultimately lead a strong team. So as you continue to refine your approach, you're going to take on more responsibility. And that's going to mean that you're not going to be an individual contributor anymore. You're leading a team. You're accountable for their efforts. But a lot of people struggle to make that transition from contributor to leader. The higher up you climb the ladder, the bigger the team might become as well, because the span of control increases. So I think it's important to talk about like what really defines a strong team. How can you create a strong team as a leader? I believe that a team has these core elements in place. They've got a common goal or purpose, a commonly agreed upon approach, an aligned set of performance goals, and ultimately there's this level of mutual accountability that exists. A mistake that I see a lot of leaders make is they think that all team members should be the same. And I think it's important to remember that you have to build a diverse team. It can't look, act, and sound all the same way. It's like sports. You have to have diversity in terms of the positions that people play. There's got to be varying degrees of experience, of skill sets, of communication styles. Look, anyone who does know me knows that I love sports. I often think about the teams that I've led or I've worked with from a sports perspective. So you have to realize that in business and in sports, it's the same thing for teams. Is that it's teams that win championships, it's not individual people. As much as we want to, as leaders, think that what we're doing is what makes the difference, it's our people that makes the difference. We have to come together to achieve success, but it's only as a result of us working towards a common goal. Strong teams are also exemplified by what I call the 3 E's. They have to be essential, equal, and exceptional. So treat your team members as valuable, which means you're treating them as essential. They're vital to the purpose of what you're trying to do. Make sure that you create a culture where people feel like no one's disadvantaged, that they're equal. But also make your team members feel like they're one of a kind. They're exceptional. That makes it feel more motivated and inspired as well. When you combine all 3 of these elements together, you're going to have higher engagement, productivity, and ultimately results. There's this lesson that I remember hearing many, many years ago, is that a great team with a bad dream is a nightmare. Sometimes you can have team members that can turn a winning team into a losing one, and it's through a lack of skill or poor attitude. As a leader, you have to put the team's interests first, and sometimes that means making changes for the greater good. In the next module, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of those difficult choices, but the truth is, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. If you've got weak links that are pulling your team down, they're dragging down performance, they're not achieving results, you've got 2 options. I'm going to, again, use this from the sports perspective. You can either trade them or train them. The weakest members are always a big drain on your team, on your energy, on your effort as a leader, but on the rest of the team. The longer that a weak link remains as part of the team, the more that people are going to suffer. So you're going to have to make some tough decisions at some point. And the decisions you're not going to be able to take lightly. We talked in the previous session about performance management and how to manage people who are struggling. Well, some teams struggle too. They struggle because there's a lack of trust. They struggle because there's an ineffective leader at the helm. There's lack of cooperation, or there's maybe communication issues. There might be structural issues that are limiting some success as well. It's going to be missing skills, your unfocused direction, lack of vision or a plan, or you're not really defining the goals the right way. There's also support that plays a major factor. Lack of training, missing certain tools that might be effective, a lack of interest from people who are in management higher up, or a weak culture of accountability. We want to win as a group with our team. The goal is always to win, because no one wants to be part of a losing culture. If you feel like you're part of that, you're going to take a hit. You're going to lose people. You can't afford to. So as a leader, to win, you have to listen more than you talk. That is essential. You got to communicate clearly, concisely, involve others in planning, help everyone overcome obstacles, train and cross-train, deal with performance issues immediately. Don't let them linger. Focus on driving performance, create a fun and engaging environment, develop a unique culture that uses everyone's strengths and personalities, and create a win-win for everyone. You need to realize you can't, nor should you do it alone. You have to leverage the strength of your team around you. You have to realize that If you need more support, it's out there. I'm here to help.